All right, good evening, applicants. Thanks so much for joining us in this special Midwestern session. This is session 9 of 9 for our Peds Match series. We have made it to the end and we're finishing strong with the Midwest. So we really appreciate all the applicants, but also all the programs who have joined us tonight. My name is Nick Heitkamp. I am a fourth-year medical student at the Indiana University School of Medicine. I'm also part of the account on Twitter and Instagram at FuturePedsRes.
And my name is Makela Neelakantan. I'm also a fourth-year medical student at WMed in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I'm another part of the at FuturePedsRes team on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube as well. As always, we want to thank our wonderful APPD webinar dad, BFF, Dr. John Frona, if you'd like to say a couple of words.
Sure, I just want to, again, welcome everybody to this evening of excitement with our Midwest friends. This has been a great series that you guys have put together for applicants, and I think it really speaks both to the enthusiasm of the students who are going to pediatrics this year, and then also all of our wonderful program directors. And just as a member of the APPD board, I just want to thank everybody for attending tonight, for all the programs participating, and especially for Nick and Makela for working so very, very hard to get all this together.
We thank you, Dr. Frona. And then we also have a special guest with us tonight, Dr. Becky Blankenberg, the APPD president. Hi, Dr. Blankenberg.
Good evening. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We are so excited to welcome you to the field of pediatrics. This couldn't be a more important time for all of you to be joining us in pediatrics and advocating and caring for children. And we just really applaud you for this step in your careers. As you're going to see tonight, we have incredible program leadership across the country who is here to really help you into this next step and help you learn everything there is to know about the process of recruitment, and then more importantly, what it means to be a pediatrician. So, and last but not least, I just want to say a huge, sincere thank you to Nick, Makela, and John, who without the three of you, I don't know how we would have done this whole series. So thank you for bringing us all together during an important time.
Wonderful. Okay, thanks so much. So here is our brief schedule of tonight, just so we know where we are and where we're going. We are currently in part 1, which is the welcome. We're going to momentarily hear from the Midwest APPD regional leadership. At about 8:15 or so, we're going to transition to our breakout rooms. We have 6 awesome breakout rooms tonight. You will have a half hour of hearing from those programs in that breakout room. And then the last 15 minutes of this first hour will consist of live Q&A. At 9 o'clock, we'll transition to our resident-only after-hour session, which will end at 9:30.
And we'd also like to quickly mention our series goals for this entire Peds Match 21 webinar series, which we're on our last one tonight. Essentially, we hope that we have provided all pediatric residency applicants with a chance to just meet with and get to know all the different programs across the country, especially during this kind of unprecedented virtual season.
As always, there are 2 ways in which we would like you applicants to engage with us tonight. First is Twitter. If you haven't checked out Twitter yet, it's okay, you can still utilize it tonight. If you go to twitter.com, in the search bar, you search our unique hashtag FPR webinar, which is in the bottom left of your screen. Then you'll click the button latest, and any and all conversation related to the webinar tonight will pop up in Twitter. Additionally, those questions in Twitter will be utilized during the live Q&A.
And on the Zoom side of things, you'll be using the chat function as an audience member to ask your questions. These questions will then be collated by our wonderful resident moderators to then be answered during the live Q&A portion.
Great, and here's an example from our very own Midwestern resident, Rachel Nash. This is how it would look like if you go to the search bar on Twitter and search hashtag FPR webinar.
All right, with that, I'd like to welcome our APPD leadership for the Midwest and Mid-America region to say a few words about the region as a whole. So first up is Dr. Keith Mather, And then we have Dr. Dan Sklansky, and we also have Dr. Keith Ponitz, who will be speaking individually about different parts of the region.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is Keith Ponitz, and I am the Pediatric Residency Director at Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. I see some smiles, so I'm thinking that you can hear me, but a quick nod would be nice. Perfect. So I am a proud member of the past pediatric residents, and as many of the program directors are as well. And so as you can see, we are made up of two areas from the APPD. We have the Midwest, which is here in green, and you can see that extends down throughout the entire mid part of America. And then over in the purple area, you can see in the upper Midwest is what we call our Mid-America region. Combined, we're in 15 different states, so almost a third of the country. And we have 54 programs that are represented. And you guys are gonna actually hear from 35 of those 54 programs tonight, which is pretty amazing. So as you might expect with that many programs, we truly have a program for everybody. Of course, it's hard to capture in a few slides everything that we have to offer, but there are a few key themes, and we're gonna show you those key themes through resident characteristics, training experiences, some patient characteristics, and our area highlights. And so I think Dan is gonna take it over.
All right, well, thank you very much, especially for the time to get myself unmuted. I'm Dan Sklansky. I'm the program director at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and one of the co-chairs of the APPD Midwest region. And speaking of our residents right away, I think that we have a reputation for really having just a family quality. And I'm sure that many residency programs have family characteristics, but I think that you will really find in the Midwest that programs are probably maybe even a little extra caring and very compassionate and friendly. And I can read down the list of the PowerPoint slide, including wow. But I think that you will find that kind of confident, soft-spoken humility here, possibly more than in some other places. And you know, there is, of course, a diversity of people in every single place here, and we certainly need that. And there's roles for everyone. But I think that you will find that on the whole, people are a little less formal here. There's probably a little bit of flattened hierarchy, and our residents really fit into that well with that kind of family feel. In terms of training experiences, I think they really run the gamut in the Midwest. So, I mean, I think there are large academic programs, some of them affiliated with the Big Ten universities that have just huge amount of research access with a lot of national grants. And then I think that ranges all the way to community programs that would really put you in touch with the local community and have a lot of your training be boots on the ground advocacy. Many of the programs also have hybrid experiences, and some maybe affiliated with private universities that have a lot of resources and maybe have more intimate settings with those resources than you would get at a huge university. So I think there's really everything that you could imagine that you can find for your best fit. You know, there's certainly nationally and globally recognized programs within the Midwest, and you know, I can mostly only speak to my own for the things that people come around the world for, but I know some of the other ones too. And I think that there are certain conditions that hospitals in the Midwest specialize in, and people really do fly in from literally all over the world and certainly from around the country to get specialized care where they can get it here. I think that another aspect of our program is really advocating for all of the children in our system. And, you know, I think the Midwest represents the US population really well, ranging from rural, urban, and suburban populations. We have large plain populations of Amish and Mennonite patients, African-American patients, American Indian patients, and immigrants from all around the world. Oops, sorry. I saw, yeah, is this you, Keith?
Yeah.
Did I steal your thunder? I'm sorry.
No, you're great.
Okay, on to you.
Thanks. Hey, everybody, I'm Keith Mather. I'm from the University of Oklahoma in Tulsa School of Community Medicine. And also with Dan, I help co-chair the Midwest APPD. And let me just say we had a meeting this morning where all of us were together. And so I know that when we meet, you guys are thinking maybe that we're in competition to get all you all, and that may be a little true, but we are actually friends. We love hanging out with each other. We have a great time. And so when we get together and actually get to see each other, I love hitting around to golf with some of them. And so it's a great time. So I hope that you get to experience a lot of my friends along the way as you get to be able to not travel, but at least virtually visit other programs. So in our areas, one of the things that we have, and people come to me and say, I really want to be at the beach. I want to see the ocean. I want to do this. And of course, I can't offer you the ocean, and we can't offer you the ocean with the beach. But what we can offer is actually a salary so you can take a vacation and get there, okay? Because what we have is a situation where we probably have one of the least cost of livings, and then you actually have money to be able to go do things with. I had a daughter who lived out on the West Coast, no offense to Dr. Blankenberg, but once she got there, she couldn't go do anything because she had no money to go do anything because it's all being spent. And then come to find out, when she actually thought she was going to go to the beach, all of her friends wanted to go to Lake Tahoe instead. And so these are kind of the things that we can offer. You can actually go to the beach and go to Lake Tahoe. You got that extra cash because we're actually going to have a lower cost of living and not spend $4,000 a month on an apartment. So as Dan mentioned, we also have this incredible family and community. It's not just part of the culture, it actually is the culture for us. And so we don't have to invent it, it just comes natural to us. If we can go to the next slide, please. Thanks. Oh, did I already, can you back up one for me? Or two maybe? That's right there. Okay, I wanted to just mention this one real quick before I let everybody go. We experience more and more of a diverse population within our states and within the Midwest. It seems like sometimes things take a little bit longer to get to the coast, but we are so jazzed because even in my own area, we have a large population from that are Hispanic speaking. We also have some Burmese and Zomi patients. I know other areas around have Amish Mennonite populations. And so when you come to the Midwest or you stay in the Midwest, because there's no reason to leave. If you're already part of the Midwest, no reason to leave. We got you and we'd love to keep you. And I would just like to say, you don't have to go anywhere else to get the diversity. We have it right here. And again, for all of you that may look for some place that you want to go that is a town less than 500,000, we have several programs in here that can offer that kind of thing, along with still having a standalone children's hospital. In addition, we got programs that are going to be towns of 3 million and more, where you can go get all the big city that you want. And some of them may even have 2, 3, 4, 6 programs in there, if you're talking about some of the Chicago programs. And so, again, I think that we offer a whole bunch of diversity, not just from the patients, but what we can offer everybody. And so, again, I'm so happy that you guys are here. And if we can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Awesome. Wow. Thanks so much for that introduction. Apparently Midwest is best. That's what I keep hearing all night long. So we are right on time, everyone. We are going to momentarily get to our breakout rooms. We ask that you give us, and by us, I mean Dr. Frona, about 1 minute to get all 315 of you in the right spot. A few things before that. We do ask that you send us your questions either via Twitter or the chat box, but what we should note is our residents aren't going to be answering your questions directly in the chat box. They'll be collating them for the Q&A session at the end. They will be prioritizing school-specific questions during the Q&A, but we'll also get to other ones afterward. So with that, we're going to begin the process of splitting everybody to their breakout rooms. You will receive a broadcast message from Dr. Frona when everyone is set and you're ready to begin. Lastly, our recorders, our resident recorders, if you could please remember to begin recording when you get to your room. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon.